Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to all of my friends at the Crop and Create event. How are we doing today? I can see the comments coming in from our lead-in video, so if you can see me and hear me now, then go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know you're here today. I'm gonna wait for some more people to hop on, and then I will get to our very first meet and greet for Crop and Create this fall. I am so excited to be the one to kick it all off, so I'm glad you guys are here today. Let's see who we've got. Hello, Elaine. We have Christy from Texas. Mindy's here. Hey, Mindy. Hello, Beth. Good to see you. Chris. Robin is here. Hi, Anne-Marie. All right. Mindy says, looks good, sounds good. Okay, good. I got my first confirmation that you can not only see me, but you can hear me too. So that's always good. Well, I wanted to take just a little bit of time to introduce myself. But first, how many of you watched the unboxing last night? I'm guessing most of you. I got to see a little bit of it myself, and wow, my jaw drops every time I see all of the goodies in that box and think about all of the fun you guys are gonna have over the next, I guess the next couple of weeks, because you're gonna take a little while to prepare, and then you're gonna enjoy all the classes, and then you're gonna have that high afterwards where you keep creating and going through the courses, and I'm just so excited to be part of it. So thank you to Catherine and everyone at SCT for putting on this amazing event that we all get to be a part of. I am pretty humbled to be here among so many amazing crafters and fabulous companies. So you guys are in for a treat for sure. All right, well, if I haven't met you before, then it's nice to see you. And I am Taylor from Tailored Expressions, and I am the creative director here, and of course the owner. I started Tailored Expressions 16 years ago, so we just celebrated our 16th birthday. We call them birthdays instead of anniversaries. We just celebrated that a couple of weeks ago with a big birthday themed release, and it's kind of crazy. This journey is something I started out as just a card maker myself. I enjoyed playing with paper, and I still do to this very day. So yes, I love to teach with our products. I love to use them to share joy, which is our mission here at Tailored Expressions. I do have a voice in the background. Do you want to say hello?
Hi, friends!
I have Whitney here with me today, and those of you who watch our lives over on the Tailored Expressions YouTube or Facebook are probably well acquainted with Whitney and her excitement and enthusiasm. So she's going to be joining me today and for the class when we teach next week. So happy to have you here, Whitney.
Thanks. I'm so excited.
Yes, we are very excited. Okay, so a little bit more about Tailored Expressions and just a little bit about me personally. So we are located in Ankeny, Iowa, which is just north of Des Moines, right in the center of Iowa. And we kind of like to say we're in the middle of everything, because if you're going east or you're going west or you're coming north or you're going south, chances are you might head through Des Moines. And so we would love to have you visit. You saw some of our pictures in that lead-in video of our studio space that we have, our retail space that we would love to have visitors. I love to see people come in from all over. I've met so many people this summer, especially as everybody's out traveling in the nice warm weather. So someday, make it part of your bucket list to come and see us in Ankeny, Iowa, and we would love that. I live here also in Ankeny with my husband and our 3 kids. We have a now new teenager. She turned 13 last week, and so that is our oldest, and then we have another, our middle child is going to be 11, and then our youngest is 7. So busy times around the Van Bruggen household. We are into all the things. Our son plays Miracle League baseball, and our daughters both play volleyball, so I spend a lot of time in the gym. I just got myself one of those chairs that fits the bleacher, you know, so you can sit more comfortably and avoid the bleacher butt.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of a little bit about me and my family and a little bit about Tailored Expressions. So today I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you have about the homework or the items that you received in your kit. I have a couple of sneak peeks to show you. I'm going to walk through the things first, and as we walk through them, if you have questions, just lead with, I know those of you that have attended before are pretty well versed in how this works, but it really helps if you start with question in all caps when you leave a comment, and that will help me pick out the questions as the comments are flying by as well. So feel free to ask anything if you have questions about Tailored Expressions or specifically to the homework or your kit. I would love to talk about them. Or if you just want to share your favorite candy, because if you know me, I love candy, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So my favorite holiday is coming up because Halloween is all about candy. So I have to talk about it every time. It's a big part of my crafting as well. All right, I am going to change camera angles here and let you guys take a look at what I have down in front of me. Let me see if I don't think I've missed any questions so far, and you're gonna have to help me out, Whitney, too, if you...
I've got you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this is the kit that was unboxed last night. Thank you to Jennifer for doing that amazing unboxing with Catherine. That was fun to watch, you guys. So let me just grab all of these things and you can see, again, a little bit of what is in here and what we have prepared for you for the class. So we put inside each of your kits 2 of our detail blender brushes. They are marked with Tailored Expressions, and as Jennifer mentioned last night, they do feel like butter. Don't you guys feel like they're just so soft? I love to hold them. They're our signature Tailored Expressions teal. We are going to be using one of these in the class, so if you want to save one and you want to try one out on another project, if you haven't tried these yet, you can do that. I did want to show you that we do sell these in larger sets. So I have one of them here. I love to show it in the box that it comes in because I am a firm believer in fun packaging. And this is one of our more fun packages. It has a magnetic closure here. You open it up and you have your 6 blender brushes. You can use them and store them back in here if you want. Or we have some other ways to store these as well. I like to put our ink labels around the kind of the neck of the blender brush so that I know what color was used. And yes, I do have one for every ink color that we have, but you could use them in color families as well. So they come in a set of 6, and if you love the ones that you got in your kit, you can grab more on the Tailored Expressions website. Okay, then your kit was built around this fun stencil. The class is called Show-Stopping Sentiments, and we wanted to use stencils to create sentiments because I know a lot of what we do with stencils is creating fun backgrounds that you then put a sentiment over the top. But in this case, the sentiments are your focal image. They're big and they're bold, and they come together in multiple colors with the help of this layering stencil. So something to take note of with our stencils, they are etched with alignment or with item numbers, so you know which layer goes first, second, third, and fourth. And then they're also have alignment squares on them. So I'll be showing you how to use all of these tools to help you line up your stencils as you blend. Of course, I've got lots of blending tips as well to get beautifully blended images, or in this case, sentiments. We will also be using this stencil that came in your kit. This one is called Bursting Dots, and we're going to be using that on all 3 of the cards. So because we're using a lot of stencils, I wanted to give one little tip about a product that we carry. This is our Easy Clean Stencil Cleaning Kit, and it includes a spray bottle that has a little sticker. You can see it on here, but here's mine. It has a little sticker that says alcohol. That is what I recommend for cleaning your stencils. The reason why is it dries super fast, and you don't have to get up to go to the sink and wash it and dry it or leave it in your stencil drying rack. It's really nice to just be able to have that handy when you're using stencils with multiple colors like we'll be doing during the class. This little stencil cleaning kit, I think it's super affordable, maybe $7 or something like that, to get that bottle that you need to fill with alcohol yourself, and then a microfiber cloth for cleaning. Then to cut out your sentiments, we have these. We have our play on words dies, and they cut out the sentiments that you are able to make with that layering stencil. There's that. And then this was one thing that was fun. Jennifer and Catherine talked about these a little bit last night. These are a little bonus that we put in your packages. This is something we do with a lot of our different collections and kits that we put out. We have our inspiration color cards. So we have given you color inspiration and project inspiration, a little place to write notes if you have any, like goes well with this color foil or this type of embellishment. All of those kind of things could go in the notes section. This project is one that we'll be making during the class, and then these two are bonus projects using different color combinations with those same stencil sentiments that you got in your kit. So there it is.
Right, we have a question.
A couple questions. I'm ready. Do you sell the plastic pocket that everything came in? All right, we sell a similar pocket. So the pocket, and I just love these pockets so much. It's got our logo on it. This one was designed specifically to fit all of the contents for Crop and Create. So we are looking at bringing in a pouch this size so that you can fit things like your 6x6 stencils, maybe even your background stamps. But for right now, we do have these pouches, and these fit like if you have completed cards or you want to take a little project along with you and you want to put all your pieces together. These are sized, I think they're 5x7. So the available space for storage is 5x7, and the actual full measurement of the pouch I think is 7.5, as 5.5 by 7.5 is the full size, but the actual usable storage space is 5x7. So these are available on the website. Whitney, what's the name of these? I forget.
Perfect pouch storage, or let me look it up.
Okay, Whit's gonna look up the name of this product. It's escaping me. Mm-hmm. I know you use them a lot to store like pieces that we've die cut and are going to use later, all of those kind of things.
We're savers. We
yes.
save all the extra pieces.
Yes. Okay, we've got a couple other questions. Is there a correction of the ink colors? Yes, I know that Catherine, or maybe it was Jen, posted this early on in the after the booklet went out, but I did make a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I hate making mistakes, but there was a small mistake in your guide that someone so wonderfully pointed out pretty early in the process, so we were able to get that information out there. But if you look at the supply list here with the student recommended supplies, it does say Tailored Expressions ink in honey, I believe. Honey ink over here. And then, unfortunately, in the swatches, I listed it as pineapple ink. So during the class, I will be using what is in that initial supply list here, the honey ink. And if you purchase the pineapple or you have the pineapple already, it's going to be a great color as well. They're both very similar yellows. You're just able to build a little bit deeper yellow with that honey color. The pineapple just takes a little more time, a few more layers to build it up. So either one will work, and you don't have to worry too much about that. Are we still live? It says it's still recording and we're still live, but I don't see the TV shut down. Should I keep talking? I should end? I was going to check my text messages and see, but I thought maybe we could just go live through the same link without ending.
It won't pop up for me anymore.
Okay. So you think I should end?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, they're seeing you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I wish we had complete control over the internet, but it just dropped for some unknown reason. I kind of lost track of where I was at. I think I was saying the pineapple versus the honey ink. If you have either one of those, it will be just fine. So I apologize for my mistake. The honey is what I will be using during class. And if you have pineapple instead, you will be just fine. So that was one of the questions that I was answering. Let me check back and see. Somebody had asked, how do you recommend cleaning your brushes? So my larger blender brushes, I use just regular soap and water, like a Dawn dish soap, and I scrub it onto our blender brush cleaning tool. I do the same thing for our tiny blender brushes, but I find that I don't really wash these nearly as often. They're such a small bristle surface that I don't have a lot of ink building up in there as I did with my larger brushes. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I see the comments now too, so glad we were able to get popped back on here quickly. Okay, one of the things I also wanted to show you guys with these True Color inspiration cards, because this is something that we do for a lot of our collections and kits, we do have a storage solution for these. This is our mini slim stencil binder. However, these cards fit just perfectly inside here, and you can see it makes for a nice way to kind of look for different color combinations. You can store them back to back like I have on some of these, and just flip through, get some ideas for layouts and colors at the same time. So that's the mini slim binder. Now, let me talk through the homework. This is your time if you have questions about specifically the homework that was assigned for this class. And just like, I know Catherine covers this every year, but if you are, maybe you want to do it in the moment, you can do that. If you want to do it later, you can do that. Don't let the homework overwhelm you and kind of create a frenzy for you. This is supposed to be fun, right? So I have the pre-class work in your booklet. It should be all on one single page. Once you flip to the next page, this is what we will be doing in class. So here on where it's labeled pre-class work, that is your homework. And I'm going to go through and show you what you should end up with after you follow all of these steps. So this first sheet of paper you will use to cut into 2 top folding card bases, and then you will score them, and you can fold them in half as well. Then from your next sheet of paper, you'll cut that horizontally to get yourself 1 more card base scored down the center and then folded in half. And then the bottom portion of that you can use to cut into a rectangle that is 3 3/4 by 5. The rest of this piece of paper is just excess that you can use on a future project. So we have those pieces. Then with your third piece of white cardstock, you're going to cut a 6 by 6 square. This is what we're going to use to stencil onto. And then you're going to use the Hooray die from your kit, from the die set. And you're going to cut that 3 times from the remaining white cardstock. So you should end up with 3 white die cuts that we will use during the class. So you don't need to do anything with these. We'll do all of that part in class. Just do the die cutting ahead of time. Then you will take a piece of toffee. We call it toffee because we call everything with food names. But this would be your craft colored cardstock, and you're going to cut 2 pieces, each measuring 4 by 5 1/4. And then the last thing is to take a piece of acetate. I have mine marked with a sticky note because I can never find it on my desktop. So
Don't lose it.
I know.
It's gonna get lost.
There's a little tip for today is put a little Post-it note on your piece of acetate, and then when it comes time for the class, you can just remove it and use it, and you have less chance of losing it. So this is the last step, to cut a piece of acetate at 3 3/4 inch square. So those are your pieces for the kit. That's it for your homework. Pretty simple, just some paper cutting, a little bit of die cutting, and you'll be ready to go. Let me see, any questions about that? What is the stencil stamp of the stars on the inspiration card in Concord Grape? I think you're talking about this stamp is one of our background stamps, and it is called Falling Stars, or
Starfall.
Starfall. Thank you. I knew it. It was right there. So Starfall is the name of the background stamp that you were asking about there. Let's see. Catherine, I prefer side folding. Do the cards need to be top folding? They do not need to be top folding. So if you prefer side fold, you can cut all side fold cards. I typically do top fold, I think mostly because I display my cards a lot in our studio, and they sit up a lot better when they are top fold. So that's what got me into the top folds, and usually if my card's vertical, it is probably top folded, but in this case, you could cut it differently to make them side fold. These are the 2 top folding cards, and then the Hooray is a horizontal landscape card with the fold up here. So yes, good question, Catherine. You can do that. All right. Couple other things. So on your supply list, we had a few recommended supplies under the student supply here. And a lot of these can be substituted. So feel free. I just listed out what I will be using, but our Tailored Expressions teal tape is something I use a lot to hold my stencils down. And that's what I'll be using this for. So if you have something you want to do with that. Also, masking paper. You're going to need a piece of masking paper. It says 4 by 5 1/4. We have our own masking paper if you're looking for that. If you have a large enough, you could probably get away with a larger Post-it note if you have something that's at least 4 inches long. So that is one of the supplies. We have some Post-it removable labeling tape. I also use that for masking, so that's just a great one to have around for lots of different purposes. Here's what that looks like. Adhesives, we have foam adhesive squares and foam sticky strips. Our foam sticky strips are something that I'm going to be using for to create the shaker well. These are great for shakers because they're already pre-cut and you can easily form them in a circle. Then if we talk about the circle die, I know there have been some questions about what size do I have to have, because I'm sure there's a few classes that might be using a circle die. You can see I've used a 3 1/4 inch circle here. It doesn't have to be exactly that size. So if you had a 3 inch, even 2.75 inch circle would work. So somewhere between 2 3/4 and 3 1/4 would be the ideal size for your shaker opening. So you have some options there. Am I missing any questions? All right. Because there is not a lot of homework, is your pace slow enough for us to keep up with you? Maybe I'll let some other people who have taken one of my classes before kind of answer that. I feel like I go at a really good pace. I'm not super speedy blender, but I do know what I'm like. I've made these cards before, which when you're coming at it from a little bit different perspective and you haven't made them before, you might feel like that isn't the case. But in my experience, I think people have said that I typically go at a good pace to keep up with. So let's see. Did I use a specific named sequin mix? So yes, in the Tailored Expressions store, we call this Snow Flurry sequins, and it comes in this little bottle. Usually comes with a label on it like this, but my bottle doesn't have a label. But that's what I'll be using inside of that shaker. And also to highlight my cards, there was your choice of rhinestones. I'll be using the teal glitter drops. I also have some clay stars. So you can use something like that from your stash. You could really grab any color of rhinestone that kind of matches with the colors of ink that you've chosen to use. So a couple other things on the supply list, just your usuals: tape runner, die cut machine, acrylic block. We've got Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White is what I use for splattering. And that I'll be using again. I think I used it last time I taught here as well. And a couple of little extras. So pick and place tool, a cup of water, or an eyedropper for your splatter medium as well. Let me see if I missed anything else. Any other questions? Somebody asked if I would repeat the dimensions of the acetate, and that is, just in case you forget, I'll repeat it again, but it is on your list here as instruction number 4. It's a 3.75 inch square is the size of the acetate. And let's see, can we use our discount code and our Crafty Points together? No, you cannot. So if you are part of our Crafty Points loyalty program, those are applied through a coupon code, and your discount code for the Crop and Create class is also a coupon code. So you would have to choose whether you want to apply Crafty Points or you want to use your discount code. But you will earn Crafty Points on every purchase that you make. So if you're not familiar with our loyalty program, the first time you make a purchase, you start earning those Crafty Points, and then they add up to discounts that you can apply to future orders. Let's see, anything else? I think, let me look around my desktop here and make sure that I covered everything I wanted to cover. I haven't talked about my candy yet, which
is the most important part.
Is it? I think so.
It's a staple in our diet at TV.
And my drink over there. Maybe we should bring that over, because that's a newer addition to my routine, and maybe others are the same, but this has not changed. This is still my current candy of choice, the Nerds Gummy Clusters. For anyone who hasn't checked out the grocery store, the Halloween aisle of Target or something like that, they now have a spooky mix of Nerds Gummy Clusters that are available. I know. And I think, when I first saw these, I thought, oh, that's such a childish candy. I don't think I would like that, because to be honest, I don't really like Nerds by themselves. I think they're hard to eat, and it's kind of like, do you pour it in your mouth, or do you suck on it, or do you chew it? I don't know. Yes. So anyway, I didn't think I would like these, but I love them, and I think I've converted a lot of people to also loving them by providing them in several of our event boxes. So then we have the newer addition to Taylor's routine, which is Alani. So this is my choice of caffeine. Fun fact about me, I don't drink coffee, and this is the way, I don't drink tea, so this is the way I get my caffeine. And I love these. So anybody else, any Alani drinkers, tell me your favorite flavor. This one happens to be cherry slush. I think one of my current favorites is Hawaiian shaved ice. Ooh. That one is really yummy. Also, the Halloween Alani that is Witch's Brew is what it's called. It tastes like caramel apple, and I love that one too. So all right, let's see. I'm going to come back here and see if I can answer a few more questions before I say farewell to you guys. Do you have a comparison chart for the Olo markers and the Copics? Do we?
On the website to match our colors.
Okay, we do. I don't know that we have a comparison chart that matches Olo markers to Copics, but we have charts that match our colors. So our cardstock colors and ink colors to both Copics and Olos, if that makes sense. So you could combine the two and figure it out. Libby, your daughter, just wanted to try the Witch's Brew. Yes, I know, it's so good. And maybe you shouldn't get it, because now I'm searching through the grocery stores for it, and the gas stations around here, some of them carry it, so... Shaylin, what was your inspiration for the kit? So When we taught last year, we did a similar item, which was a layering stencil, and it was creating images. So if you remember, we did that big cake with the kind of cool, the dotted frosting on it, and then we did a cake slice, and it was creating images with the stencils. And so then when we sat down to think about this, we have kind of become known for stencils at Tailored Expressions. We do our creating quads and our triple slim stencils and lots of different layering stencils. So we thought, how can we do that and make the sentiment the focal part of the project? So that's kind of where the inspiration came. All right, I think I got to all of the questions. Yeah, Tiffany, you were asking, where are my Halloween nerds? I've eaten them all. So we went back and we got the rainbow and the very berry, but the spooky Halloween version is really good. Also, last night for the first time, I tried Ghost Toast. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay,
Was it good?
It was really good. So Ghost Toast is the Halloween flavor of Kit Kat. So it tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So if you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and you like Kit Kats, then take a look at Ghost Toast wherever you shop for your Halloween candies. So candies and crafting, that's what I'm all about. I am super excited for you guys to join me next week, and I can't wait to share more tips and tricks as we create these projects together. I hope you have fun meeting and greeting everyone else who's a part of this awesome event. Thank you again to SCT for having me along for the ride. I hope you guys